Hello, Fat Grandma here. It is Monday, May 1st. So happy May Day. I think that's right. Anyway, I did this video once already earlier today and some circumstances changed, so I'm redoing the video. That was only part of the video, but I was also extremely tired, and I watched it back to do editing, and it was obvious that I was very tired. And I'm still tired, but not as bad as I was earlier. I only got 2 hours of sleep early this morning, and so yeah, I took a nap, so now I'm a little bit better. If you have not been here before, my name is Paula. I have a very small eBay store. I occasionally sell on Poshmark, and very soon, I think, I will have my first auction on Whatnot. I was accepted. I went through my onboarding last Friday, and I just have to schedule something, and figure out which stuff I'm going to sell first or which stuff I'm going to auction off first. So usually what I do is go through my solds, and then I will talk to you guys about whatever else is going on with me personally or other reselling stuff. So I'm going to break into my solds now, get that out of the way. There weren't very many, more than last week, but the dollar amounts were really low again. So, again, not a lot of profit. Sorry about all the glare on my glasses. There's nothing I can do about it. I have foam board in my window because, again, if you haven't been here before, I'm in Arizona, Phoenix, and it's starting to get really hot outside, and my window faces east, so it gets sun all day during the summertime. It gets really hot, and there used to be a tree right outside my window, big tree, huge tree with lots of branches, and it was dying. My mother was concerned that if any fireworks happened to land in it, because our neighbors tend to go a little overboard on holidays, that it might catch the house on fire. So she had the tree cut down the end of last summer, I think. I can't remember exactly when it was, but I know it wasn't quite as hot outside. And I was afraid that my room was going to turn into an oven when summer hit this year, and I was right. It got up to 81 in here yesterday, and I had my air conditioner set on 75. So I don't know how things are going to go for me once it's 110 or higher outside. Time will tell. Anyway, all right, I'm going to get into my solds, and then I'll talk about the other stuff. I made myself a little list so that I wouldn't forget anything, hopefully. Anyway, the first sale was a Poshmark sale, and again, these are very uncommon for me. It was a vintage 9-inch tall Anchor Hawking Wexford glass crisscross canister, and it was the large canister. A lot of these were, I think these were back in the 70s. I want to say 70s. And I had some glasses, drinking glasses, that matched this canister that I already sold. This stuff all came from my mom's kitchen when we cleaned it out a couple months back. Dug a bunch of stuff out of it that she doesn't use anymore, doesn't want anymore. And I've listed some of it, most of it. So anyway, it sold for $10. Buyer paid the shipping. I don't know how much that was. And it was a little over $7. It was like $7.05 profit on this after the Poshmark fees. So, I generally don't pay attention to their fees, but they're taking close to 30%. It's very close to 30%. And I don't know if that's on every category or if they're like eBay where it's different from one category to another. I don't sell enough on Poshmark to be concerned about it, so it doesn't really make a difference. Anyway, so that was my Poshmark sale. The next sale was 2 hand-painted oriental vases. They were about 8 inches tall. They were handmade, so the height was a little bit different. They looked very, very similar, but you could tell that they were hand-painted, handmade, because there were some differences, but they were slight. And anyway, those sold for $17. I got an offer, and with shipping, it was $26.25. The person that bought these vases is the same person who bought that carousel horse that I talked about in my last sold video, and I ended up paying double for the shipping label because their address, it was a whole thing. If you watch that video, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, she went shopping in my store again and found these vases, made an offer. I took it, and yeah, so, you know, she did purchase something else, but I'll get to that. The next item I sold was a lot of 18 Beanie Babies. They all had the tags, but if you know anything about reselling, you know that Beanie Babies aren't worth squat. I mean, there might be a couple of them out there that are legit worth a lot of money, but most of the ones that you see for extremely high dollar sales are bogus. And I'm not sure if they're money laundering or what's going on when those sales happen, but those are not legit Beanie Baby sales. So, you know, most of them aren't worth much at all. Anyway, I sold 18 Beanie Babies for $12, and with shipping it was $21.46. The box was quite heavy. I had a wide assortment of things in this lot. There were a lot of the Beanie Baby birthday bears that have the different month on them. The bears kind of look the same. They have like the same outfit, but the bear itself is a different color, and they have the month on the front of their little outfit or whatever. I think I had 10 out of the 12 months, and so those were in the lot, and then there was an octopus and some other just random, unusual. There were 2 different, a lizard and an iguana, and a what was it, Energizer Bunny Beanie Baby. Again, it was $12 and $21.46 was shipping. I will never pick up another Beanie Baby, not even for 10 cents, because I had these listed for, first I had listed some of them individually. Nobody was even looking at them. And I threw them all in a box together, and I started it, I think, in $20 and something, you know, like between 20 and 30 for this lot of 18 Beanie Babies. And I've been reducing the price a little each time I notice it's still there. And it finally got down to $12. So no more of those for me. The next item was a vintage Tupperware blender shaker. So that sold for $9.75, and it was $16.80 with shipping. That was another item from my mom's kitchen. The next item I sold was another one of the Lennox carousel horses, and this one sold for $24.29 plus shipping, was $33.90 with the shipping. This is the same person who bought the carousel horse in my last solds video. This time, however, they paid the correct amount for shipping. So I think my earnings were $19.72, and I paid about $8 for each of their. I bought a lot of these Lennox carousel animals. Most of them were horses. I had one lion, and the price worked out to around $8 a piece. So I made, I don't know, $11, $12 on this horse. You know, not a lot, but I made my money back and basically doubled, you know. So I don't remember. That one did not have any chips or cracks or anything, I don't think. But again, I didn't have the box or the certificate of authenticity, so I can't ask the same price other people who have those things can sell these for. The next item that sold was a pony Christmas ornament. It was blue and red plaid flannel, yarn hair, and spool hooves or feet. Looked like it was handmade. I don't know that it was, but it looked handmade. And it sold for $7.49, and with shipping, it was $13.64. Let's see, I've got two more items, and that's it. The next item was a vintage Gibson Christmas Marching Bear coffee mug, and it sold for $5.99, and with shipping, it was $15.38. And it was a regular size mug. You know, I've talked about mugs before. This was just a normal size coffee mug, probably someone adding it to a collection or replacement for one that got broken. Because this was older. This was definitely like from the 80s, or maybe sooner than that, older than that. All right, my last item, and again, nothing that sold was high dollar or even close. This was a blue canvas tote with a zipper, and it had an interior pocket, and it had a cat on the front of the tote bag. It wasn't huge, but it was pretty sturdy, and it had a rope handle. I used it one time, and anyway, it sold for $4.99, and with shipping, it was $12.23. I may have said that already. So the reason I'm doing this video a second time is because I had talked about something that happened last Friday after I had my onboarding with Whatnot, and it was my car wouldn't start. Went out to, I don't remember where I was going, but went out, got in the car, and it would turn over. I mean, it would crank like crazy, but it would not turn over. And the last time that happened to me, it ended up costing me a little over $2,000, and I'm still paying off that bill, not with the mechanic or the repair shop, but on my credit card, you know. And so it's costing me more than $2,000, obviously, because of, you know, interest and everything else. So I was very concerned that it was going to be the same thing, because it has been just over a year since that repair was done, and the warranty is no more. So, and that's usually what happens. They give you a warranty, and 2 days after it expires, the thing breaks again, you know, because that's kind of how things work. At least for me. I don't know about anybody else, but it just seems like, you know, Murphy's Law follows me around and waits, you know, for things to happen, where it can intervene and make itself known. Anyway, so yeah, the car would not start. It was late in the day on Friday, so it was too late to have it towed to my mechanic. And this is a different mechanic. The shop where I got the repair done last year, I found out later on, they were close and they had a good reputation, but their prices are insane. And they charge like $120 an hour for labor. I have since found an individual mechanic that he's the only one in the shop. He has a guy that kind of helps him, but he's the mechanic. And so he's just a sole owner of the shop. He kind of reminds me of my dad, who was also a mechanic until I was early teens, and then my dad was a service manager at the dealership. But my mechanic kind of reminds me of my dad in his how he treats his customers. You know, he's very fair with his pricing. He doesn't try to upsell or get you to do things that aren't necessary, you know. Anyway, I had to call AAA this morning, have the car towed. I rode with the tow driver, the tow truck driver, and told Bill what had been done last year that resulted in the same symptoms. Where, you know, this one particular light was coming on, and that's the same light that came on last year, you know. So anyway, he called me after I recorded my video and let me know that it's running. I can pick it up, but it was very close to 5 o'clock, so I'm just going to go back and get it tomorrow. Anyway, I took an Uber when I dropped my car off this morning, went to the gym so I could take my shower, and then I Ubered home, So anyway, tomorrow morning I'll get an Uber and go pick my car up. I should have had him change the oil, but I didn't even think about it when I was talking to him. Anyway, the bill is going to be it's like 380 something. I was concerned that it was going to be as painful as last time. I mean, I can't afford a $400 bill either, but it's better than a $2,000 bill. So I have to be grateful that it wasn't worse. I'll figure it out like I always do. I don't know what else there is to say. I've got room on my credit card, so that's where it's going. And until I figure out a way to magically make money come out of my butt, this is just my life. Until I move and I can ramp up my eBay store. And it's not just going to be eBay. It's going to be eBay, Poshmark. I may start selling on Mercari, even though I had an experience with them in the past that didn't make me comfortable with them. I want to find more platforms to put my stuff on, because the more my stuff is out there, the more it's going to get seen, the better the chances are that I'm going to sell things. And because my stuff is not necessity type items, it's harder for me to sell things than for someone who's selling things that a person would use, frequently. So anyway, that's what happened with my car. I had put my store on vacation mode. My eBay and Poshmark were both on vacation mode because I didn't know how long my car would be out of commission, and I didn't want to have things sitting here that needed to go to the post office or UPS or FedEx. And while I can schedule pickups with the post office, it's not always extremely reliable. And the other thing is, about a third of my listings are UPS or FedEx, and they don't do free package pickup. You have to pay for it. So I'm not doing that. So I just put everything on vacation mode. I will remove everything from vacation mode after I get my car home and I know that it's actually running like it's supposed to. Anyway, so that's what's been going on with that. The Whatnot onboarding was, it was kind of boring. And I only say that because I'm not that kind of a learner. I don't learn by watching other people do things. I learn by actually doing the thing. And so, it was good to watch, and I got a couple of questions answered that I had, and, so that was good. But as far as me actually learning how to do an auction, nope, didn't happen. So I don't learn that way. I learn by doing and hands-on, I use Photoshop a lot for doing images and stuff, and anytime I want to do a special effect on an image or make something look different, if I haven't done it before, I will look for a video on YouTube or a website where they have a description of how to create this effect on whatever image thing I'm working on. And, and I will have that open on one monitor, and then I use my other monitor to do the thing in Photoshop while I'm following along with the person that's doing it. And then I will do it a few more times. Once I've done something a couple of times, then I usually don't forget how to do that thing. But that's how I learn, Needless to say, school was extremely boring for me. Art class I loved phys ed, PE. I liked that. I took PE every year in high school, and it was an elective after the first year of taking it. We were required to have 1 year of phys ed, and I took it every year as an elective because it filled in that time slot that I needed to fill in, and I liked it, because I was actually doing the thing. The only class that I really remember from college that I liked and enjoyed, and I'm not sure why, was the psychology, Psych 101. It was more interesting to me, so I guess it depends on the subject. I don't know. And that stuff I may not have found interesting in high school. And this is second time I went back to college. So I was a little bit older. I don't think anyone knows what they want to do when they first get out of high school. I think it seems like almost like a waste of money to go to college right out of high school. I mean, some people may have it figured out, but almost everyone I knew had no clue what they wanted to do for their life straight out of high school. You don't know what you want to do yet, and it just, I don't know. I appreciated college much more when I went back when I was 30, 31. I was way more invested, and it was far more interesting to me. And my grades were so much better, It made a huge difference going back when I was older. So I don't know if anybody else has had the same experience, but I don't know too many people that have figured out what they want to do for their entire life, when they're 17, 18 years old. That, I don't know, it seems stupid to me, but whatever. Anyway, and I got off on a tangent, but you guys are probably used to that if you've watched me before. Let's see. Oh, the other thing that I was going to talk to you guys about, and then I will let you go. How long have I been talking? 23 minutes. I got to cut this short or finish quickly. The eBay views. I don't know if anybody else is experiencing this or not, but the views on my items that are listed seem to be down a lot. And yes, my stuff is weird and not a common thing for people to be looking for, but I still usually have at least a couple of views on most of my items after they've been listed for the 30 days. Then the listing renews and it has to, it starts from scratch. But in those first, 3 weeks or whatever, I usually get at least 1 or 2 views on most of my stuff. And I went through and counted everything, and and this isn't all my listings, but I had 211 listings that were all going to renew in 8 days. So they'd been listed about 3 weeks. 160 out of 211 had 0 views, no views. 75% of my listings that were going to renew in a week had no views at all, which is very bizarre. Again, my stuff doesn't fly off the shelves, but I usually have people looking at my stuff, at least, once or twice during the month. So, everything will get a peek. I'm not sure what's going on with eBay. I know that some people have had a huge drop in their sales. I don't know if other people are experiencing this 0 views thing. The other weird thing that I noticed is that I have 10 watchers on 9 items. So there's 2 watching one thing. And those items show 0 page views. So people have apparently saved the items and they're watching them, but they never actually went to the page. Or is it that eBay is broken and the page views aren't counting for whatever reason? I don't know. Or the pages, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But once again, it's wonky. And I don't know if other people have noticed this. If it's just me, here we go again, trying to figure out what's wrong with eBay and how do we fix it, I don't know. I don't know, but 75% of my listings have had zero views in almost a month. And I have watchers for items that no one has looked at the page. So, if you're a seller and you have noticed this also, please let me know in the comments, because I'm not sure what to even do. Like, I've tried doing, I ended some listings and did sold similar again. It's not making a difference. And why nothing's getting seen or looked at, I don't know what eBay's doing. I don't know if my stuff is sitting on a server that is because I know they're doing some stuff to eBay, but I'm not sure what they're doing. And I think they're moving stuff to new servers or something. That's what I heard from one reseller in a video. Thought I would mention that just in case anyone else has noticed that. So I think that's it for this video. Didn't have any footage for you guys for the beginning, so you missed that this week. I don't know that I will have a lot of footage just because it's starting to get hot, and I'm not going to be going outside very much. So if I do, it's going to be very short footage. There will be no yard sales or anything like that. It would just be me picking stuff up at the auction, and I'm not going to dally, or whatever, because the auction places, when you go in to get your stuff during the summer, they don't have their air conditioning on because people are going in and out of the building constantly the day that everybody picks stuff up. So sometimes they'll have a swamp cooler. Other times you just sweat your butt off while you're in there. So I don't hang around. I get my stuff and I get my butt up, back out to the car and turn the AC on. So there's not going to be any footage, I don't think. Okay, that's it. I hope you guys have a great week. If anything exciting happens or I have anything to let you guys know about, again, I'll do a video in the middle of the week, but you probably will not hear from me until next Monday. I hope you guys have a good week and a good weekend, and enjoy the weather if it's nicer where you are while you can. And I will see you next time. Take care, and thanks for watching. Bye.